Hey, Assalamu alaikum. This is Megan Wyatt from Wives of Jannah. I thought to do an audio message to you today rather than type out another email. Thought to change things up a little bit. So this isn't like choreographed, and I haven't thought ahead of what I'm going to say except for the topic, which is how do you keep the spark alive in your relationship, especially if you've been married for a while or you have kids. I know this is a really hot topic, and we can read articles about it, play footsie under the table, make sure you hold hands, have date nights, and all these things are really, really good. Taking time alone with your spouse is, awesome to get away from the house and the kids. I know for me, just getting away from the housework is something that really lifts my spirits. But there's something really special that I wanted to bring up with you, which I'm a big believer in, which is how exactly that spark part even happens. Because when we talk about keeping it alive, that means at some point it started. There's this idea of the flame. We have this metaphorical flame, and we want to keep that flame burning. But what is it that got the flame burning to begin with? Because whatever that thing is, well, that's not only what's going to keep it burning, but it's going to increase the flame, increase the passion, and we can keep going with this metaphor maybe a little too far. So I'm going to touch upon this here in a second, but I also want to remind you about my course, which is coming up next Saturday is when it actually begins, the What You Both Really Want course, how to uncover and meet you and your husband's top emotional needs, how to reduce tension in arguments, and choose the right response for the situation. So this is going to be an amazing course, inshallah. It's going to be live. It's going to be held over 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. That's coming up. That's May 2nd and May 3rd. I'm going to have a virtual classroom. There's going to be discussion. We're going to have fun activities. And I'm also going to walk you through the exact model that I've been trained under that's changed my life, that I use with my clients and everybody that I work with, which is really going to be at the heart of, it's getting you to the heart of yourself, the heart of your spouse, your relationship, and really what is it that it takes for two people to break out of gridlock or argumentation, or even to get closer to each other during something that would normally be a problem, but it actually turns out to be something that brings those hearts together even closer. So if you have not yet registered and reserved your seat, spaces are filling up. We actually have a limited amount of space inside the software I'm using, which is going to create this virtual classroom experience for you. So if you haven't done that yet, you need to get to that right now. So it's wivesofjenna.com/what-we-want-2015. You can find the link in my emails. I've sent it to you guys a whole bunch over the last couple of weeks. I just want to remind you and give you that shout out to get your seats. If you have any questions, you can email me. If you need a payment plan, we've got 3 different payment options. Yes, there's a recording if you can't make it all live, but you totally don't want to miss this. It's for couples. It's for wives on their own. So I'm really, really hyped up and excited about the course. I'm sitting here actually right now today working on it, improving it from the versions I've done before, making it even better, inshallah. So that's that. But even in that course, part of what I'm going to share with you in the course, I want to touch upon right now just a little bit about spark. And here's this belief that I have, is that ultimately when you have two people who are attracted to each other in general, okay, just there's a level of attraction. And I'm not talking about just physical attraction like, oh, hey, he's handsome, or oh, she's hot. I'm not talking about that kind of attraction, although that might be something that kind of starts people's curiosity to get to know each other. But when we talk about spark and flame and real attraction, something that's more meaningful and long-lasting, something that's spiritually nourishing, we're looking at a level of attraction on an emotional level, on a psychological level, not just on a physical level. And that emotional and psychological attraction is what carries people over with the physical attraction. I mean, let's face it, we're not all going to be like the same way our entire lives, right? You're not going to be 21 forever. Women, we go through pregnancies and we gain weight and lose weight and we gain weight. Some of us keep some of that weight on. We keep trying to lose the weight. We're going to get older. We're going to get wrinkles. I mean, life is going to keep, we're going to keep moving through life regardless, and we're going to age and things are going to change. What's going to keep two people attracted to each other? What's going to keep that spark alive? And what about if you feel like you've kind of lost it? Whether it's because of arguments and fights and things like that, or maybe it's because the kids are around and they just take so much of your time and so much of your energy. And I totally understand that. I have 4 kids, two of which right now, one's a baby and one's a toddler. So really understand what it's like to just feel maxed out on your energy and just overstimulated and wanting to break, even from everybody, including your husband. But still, we've got to be able to come back and keep that attraction, that connection alive. So I believe, and this is my personal belief, and that's something that I've experienced and I teach others to do, and they use it effectively, is that it comes down to vulnerability. That when you find people starting to get attracted to each other, what you're seeing are two people who are kind of playing this vulnerability game. So it could start with just a hi and a hello. Or it could be a salam. I mean, let's just, and by the way, let's not get all technical and like, oh, astaghfirullah, how is this hi and hello happening when men and women are supposed to talk? Let's just forget all that for right now, okay? We're just talking about how attraction actually builds in whatever circumstance. I don't care if it's on someone's wedding night. I don't care if it's 5 weeks, 5 years, whatever, 5 months after you're married. It's the same model, okay? Now that we've got that out of the way. And okay, so coming back to that vulnerability, you might say hi, you get a hello. The next time it's hi, hello, and a smile. The next time it's a smile and how are you doing? Things start like little by little, right? And there's a little bit of curiosity that builds. And then for that curiosity and that sort of tiny interest to go to the next level, you find someone taking sort of a chance. And it could be a chance in terms of trying to see somebody at the same time, or asking them a question and seeing if they respond, or opening up about something and seeing what their response is. And by the way, we could even use this just in friends, like how do friendships build, just same gender friendships, not even opposite gender, just how do friendships build, right? Step by step in vulnerability. Now, true, there are some people that you meet like the first time, you probably have a girlfriend like this, you just totally hit it off right away. It's like as if you guys have known each other forever. I call those soul sisters, people that just, you cannot see them for months and months go by, and as soon as you're together, it's like boom, you just connect. Right? But when it comes to, this idea of the opposite gender, same thing. I suppose there are people that there's an instant connection, but we're looking at the long term. How do people take that instant connection and keep it going? Though those degrees of vulnerability keep happening. There's something new to discover, right? They just keep kind of going and revealing parts of themselves and revealing more of themselves and revealing more of themselves. Now, obviously, in environments that maybe aren't halal for us as Muslims, that's where you have people in the dating scene, and eventually they keep revealing and revealing until, they reveal it all, right? And at that point, it's like once you're married, for example, and you quote unquote have revealed it all, so what's left? The interesting thing about us as people is, subhanAllah, we're never the same today and tomorrow. I mean, I have thoughts going through my head that I know my husband knows nothing about. And he's thinking about things, and I don't even know what he's thinking about, right? Just because people say we've been together for years, we know everything about each other, we know everything there is to know, but you don't. Because every day we're all exposed to different thoughts and ideas and feelings and emotions and fears and beliefs and dreams and goals. We watch different things in the news. We hear different news from a friend. We listen to a lecture that's interesting. We have a new reflection on an ayah that we've heard 1,000 times, but today it hit us differently. We had a different dot today. Every day there's something new. And every week, if you even add up those days, every week there's something new going on. And every month of our life that goes by, we've had new experiences. Keeping that spark alive, if you want to get to the bedroom, you're talking about that kind of spark, really comes down to, I think, the vulnerability between two people, that they keep revealing themselves. They keep going a little bit deeper. They keep being a little bit more daring. And what you find with people who've been married for quite a long time is they hold back. After a while, maybe there's some hurts that are stacked up. Maybe there's some, boundaries and walls have been put up. They start holding back, and then they wonder why things aren't the same. When we first got married, it was so fun, it was so easy, but now everything just feels so hard. And I suppose that's a natural process. We all go through that. There's a process of just sometimes things get a little tough for a while, but it doesn't have to stay there. The way out of that, and back to that attraction and back to that ease, it's vulnerability. It's being willing to open up and go a little bit deeper, to take a chance, put your best foot forward, see what happens. Share something you're deeply feeling and see what happens. And yes, it's something you'll hear me talk about in the course. I talk about in all my courses and with everybody that I work with. Yes, that's a little scary. You could get hurt when you're vulnerable. And that's why most of us like to keep vulnerability inside. And by the way, when I say vulnerable, a lot of women are like, oh yeah, I'm vulnerable with my husband. I told him yesterday exactly what I thought of him, and he didn't do A and B and C. But that's actually not vulnerability. And in my course, what you both really want, I'll help you understand with greater detail and maturity and depth a little bit more what I mean by vulnerability. Because that's not vulnerability. That's just kind of brutal honesty, but not necessarily vulnerability. Because beneath that is the vulnerability. And when we go beneath those things and we start to go a little bit deeper, the place where it's kind of scary, the place where you're like, ooh, I don't know if I want to say those. Ooh, I'm not sure, Megan. Ooh, that's kind of scary. Ooh, I don't know if I want to say that. What if he responds? What if he rejects? What if he? When you get to that place, now we're talking vulnerability. It's that place where the spark is born. And it's that place where it stays alive. And it's from that place that you can increase it, increase that fire, increase those flames, like I said, and keep that metaphor going to something that's really meaningful, really out of this world, something that's really deeply touching on a spiritual level, a soulful level, from a love perspective, from a physical perspective. It comes down to vulnerability. So if you feel like there's spark missing in your marriage, or there's spark missing in your experiences, or the flame isn't the way it used to be, start looking at vulnerability. Just start reflecting, like, how vulnerable am I really with my spouse? How many things am I holding back? and take a chance. Little chance. Don't expect anything in return. Just take those little chances. Open yourself up. Invite, like little invitations, and see what kind of response you get. So with that, I hope to hear from you guys. Hit reply. Let me know what you think. Have any questions about the course? Again, hit reply. Let me know. And I look forward to having all of you this coming weekend. And take care. Assalamu alaikum.